Hi everyone, welcome to the labs of data fabrics. In this lab, we'll focus on Dataflows Gen2 in Microsoft Fabric. If you're familiar with Power Query from Excel or Power BI, you already know Dataflows. They are usual no-code data transformation tool powered by Power Query's intuitive interface, but now operating at cloud scale. Dataflows Gen2 are evolution of Power Query for enterprise data integrations. They connect to data sources, perform transformation using a point and click interface, and output to various destinations like lakehouses, warehouses, or Power BI datasheets. So, the key advantages. What are the key advantages of this one? Accessibility. Not everyone on your data team writes Python or SQL. Data flows democratize data transformations, allowing business analysts and citizen data engineers to build ETL processing without coding. In this lab, we will create a data flow that ingests ordered data from a CSV files hosted online. Um, and the Power Query interface, which we'll use, lets us preview data as we transform it, like adding columns, filtering rows, merge queries, pivot tables, all with immediate visual feedback. We'll also add a custom column using Power Query's M language, a simple formula language that's more approachable than Python for many users. Then it's coming like the real power that comes from the destination configuration. We load our data transform data directly into a lakehouse delta table. Data flows handles schema mapping, data type conversion, and incremental loading automatically. Data flows are not meant to run standalone. You will embed your data flows into a pipeline, creating a hybrid approach for visual transformations. Now, pipelines for complex orchestration, scheduling, and error handling. The combination of these is powerful. Business analytics or business analysts build data flows for their domain logics. Data engineers wrap them in a pipeline with proper dependencies, logging, and alerting. So each person works in their comfort zone. Now, this also supports query folding when possible. Transformation are pushed down to the source system. If you are reading from SQL Server and filter rows, that filter become a where clause. And that clause excluded in the database, not in memory. So this dramatically improves performance. Another benefit is reusability. A data flow can be a source of multiple pipelines or Power BI reports. Transform once, use everywhere. This process helps to promote consistency and reduces redundant transformation logic. In production scenarios, data flows can connect to hundreds of sources like databases, cloud storage, web APIs, SharePoint, Dynamics, Salesforce, the list goes on. The same visual interface works across all of them. So by end of this lab, you will have created a data flow, integrated it with Lakehouse, and orchestrate it within a pipeline, a complete no-code ETL solutions. Let's empower your entire team to transform data with Dataflows Gen2. In this lab, we'll go through create and use Dataflows Gen2 in Microsoft Fabric. That lab can be different number, but this is the lab name. So in Microsoft Fabric, Gen2 connects to various data sources and perform transformation in Power Query online. They then like can be used in data pipelines to ingest data into the Lakehouse or other analytic stores, or to define data set for a Power BI report. So let's start the lab. Very first thing, we need to create a workspace. So you can create workspace in different ways, which I mentioned in earlier labs also. So let's click here, workspace, create new workspace. Give a workspace name. Then under advanced section, make sure this is the license mode underneath that fabric capacity is enabled. Click apply. So you can see an empty workspace. Now we're going to create a lakehouse. So click create new item. The lakehouse. Give a name for this lakehouse, unique name. Under that workspace, click create. It's loading. So you can see an empty lakehouse is created here. Now down below that get data into your lakehouse, there are many options. So for this lab, we are going to use like a new Dataflow Gen2. Click there. And give a name for this data flow. So let's give that data flow. Click create. So you see it's opens a Power Query editor window. Now we're going to input data here. So there are many options, but for this lab we're going to select input from a text and CSV file. Here you have to define the source, like you can use link, we can also use upload file. So for now going to use the URL to that order.csv file. So it's connect connection. So create a new connection, give a connection name, order, and then data gateway. We do not need here anything, but there is option. If you have, you can select that one after getting the gateway. Now authentication kind is anonymous, and privacy label we are using none. So when that is done, then click on next button. So it's connecting to data source. And here you can see that it's a preview the data file information. So now click on create. So here you see that it's giving a Power Query editor, shows the data source and the initial sets of queries. Here you can see that one. Now on the toolbar, let's add a custom column. So from here is that click on add column, and we are going to add a custom column. Give a custom column name and select the data type. We are selecting whole number, and then add a formula and click OK. So now you see that a new data column month number has been added, and you can see that this is the whole number. Now also on right side query settings pane, you see that we have added this. We can see that what steps has been applied. And down below, if you see that there is also diagram option, so that you can see the diagram view or visual diagram. So now of the diagram, now make sure that order date is date format, and month number we already checked that it's a whole number. Now we are going to add data destination for this data flow. So for that, select on home, but before that, let's go to, if I go to home, and here the default data destination, there is the option add and remove. Because this has already been added, so select that diagram view. This lab has already been added that one. If you see here, you can see that default destination has been already added. But if not, then you can just go here and you can add that option. That time it will be enabled. So now add a data flow to a pipeline. So to add a data flow in a pipeline, we have to like create a new item for data pipeline. So very first thing, what we have to go, we have to go to workspace. When we are in workspace, here one thing we can just also, no, we have not set up yet. So let's create an item for that first. So search for pipeline. So get data, we are selecting pipeline. Got it. So pipeline window is open here. So give a pipeline name. Click on create. So we have created a pipeline, load data, and now editor is going to open. So here there are options there, but for now we are going to select that let's start with a blank canvas, pipeline activity, which automate data orchestration using rich no code activities. So click that pipeline activities. Now there is option for data flow. You can also see the option data flow here. So click data flow. And now let me little move there. You see that if you select that one, there is a settings option, and workspace is this one, and data flow that we have created. Select that data flow. Now on the home page, you select that save. It's saving now. So successfully saved. Now click run uh, to run this pipeline. It's running. You can see the pipeline starts progress here. It's queued. So wait for that to be completed. You can see also duration. Let me pause here. It may take time, little time. So here we see that Lakehouse destination as indicated as an icon in the query in the Power Query like query editor. Now on the toolbar ribbon, select is under that home. Select save and run. So it's running. So you can see that it's successfully completed. Now if you go back to workspace and you see that has been status is completed, you can also see the more options here, so that you can see the recent runs, check validation. So now let's add a data flow to a pipeline. For that, from this workspace, click on new item. So we are going to create a pipeline. So click this pipeline and then create a pipeline here. Give a pipeline name. We are giving pipeline name as load data. Click on create. So here you see the pipeline editor window. So now there is a different options here. So we are going to use start with a blank canvas. Pipeline activity that automate data orchestration under like using rich no code activities. So click there, pipeline activity, add a data flow. You can also do that from top level, top ribbon, click data flow. And here, select settings. Workspace has been selected. Now select the data workflow that we have created. So select that one. Now click save button here. So we save the pipelines. Now run that one to run this pipeline. So you see it's running here. You can see the progress, and down below you can see the pipeline status. It's queued and you can see the activities. It may take a couple of minutes. So let me back when that is done. So here is that run pipeline status is succeeded. So it has been, job has been completed. You can see the view run details to get more information. So click close. So from the top level, select the Lakehouse. Now under there you see the tables, and there is order table which has been created uh, by this data flow. If I says it has been created. So that's it for this lab. So it's always better into lab environment or test environment to clean the workspace. So for that, let's go back to workspace. And then workspace settings. From general section, go bottom and remove this workspace. And then click delete. So that's it for this lab. See you in next lab.